Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Art Driven Roads. And today I have a pretty special car. It's special because it's pretty rare, at least on the East Coast. I've been mostly traveling. I haven't seen any Volkswagen's Golfs in the rental fleet. And this is also, besides being a VW Golf, it's a sport wagon, which is pretty rare. And although I have already two videos on my channel with a Volkswagen Golf, it's still my friend's Golf, and he never let me drive it. So this is pretty much the first time I am behind the wheel of a VW Golf, and I get to know it closer than I had the chance to do that earlier. So we'll start with the exterior, which in my opinion has a very traditional conservative look and appearance. And I'm saying that because when I just picked up this sport wagon, it felt pretty blind and, I don't know, very subtle looking, very clean looking. Some people might like that, some people might not. For instance, the Honda Civic, the current generation, looks like a Christmas tree compared to the Mark 7 Golf. If you're not stepping up to GTI and Golf R, which have some accents that make them stand out a little bit more. So speaking about the sport wagon particularly, after spending 4 or 5 days with it, I started to like it a lot. In fact, the long roof line, it almost seems romantic in my opinion. I feel this way because wagons are not all that popular currently in the United States, and it mostly reminds me about Europe, where people don't have the luxury of owning large big cars with big engines, and for those who want to have a practical car that doesn't consume a lot of fuel and at the same time you can park it anywhere and travel whatever you want, people opt for cars like this, wagons. This particular situation might be the best example of a European car because you have a relatively compact car, you have a lot of cargo space in the back, and you also have a very small engine, which it's good enough for daily use. It's a 1.4 liter, it's turbocharged, and it's paired to a 8-speed automatic transmission. And the beauty of it is that I think I got 35 miles per gallon, and that was combined, which is very nice for a gas powered engine. And this way, gas tank probably is like 13 or 14 gallons capacity, and I had 450 miles per tank, which is really nice. Speaking again about the how compact the car is, and at the same time how much stuff you can put in and still stay very economical. So as I said, the overall design of the car is very conservative, very traditional in the way Volkswagen Golf looks, which really it feels nice, to be honest. I like it, and after 4 days spending with this car, I really started to like the simplicity of the lines and the little accents which make this car a Golf in traditional sense of the word. Now, speaking about design, let's move to the interior space, which really stands out at the price range of this car. And I'm not speaking about GTIs, Golf Rs. I'm speaking about the base models with the 1.4 liter turbo and the TSI 1.8 liter. The interior is really nice, and that means quality wise and looks. To be honest, I don't feel like in this price range or in this segment there's anything better looking and feeling unless you step up to Audis, BMWs, and so on. Golf in general is not a really cheap car, I mean, compared to a Corolla, but you're getting pretty much the same interior quality with any trim you're getting in, which means that even getting a base Golf, regular or sport wagon, it's gonna feel the same way as it will feel a higher trim of the Golf, which is really nice because you're getting basically in a car that's under $20,000 $20,000 used, of course, but a new one, a base model, a new one, it's not going to be that much higher than $20,000. So at this price, you're getting a really clean interior that feels really upscale. Yes, there's a lot of plastic and so on, but the overall appearance is so much better. You do feel like you're in a much more premium car than you would feel in any other car in this segment. And things like carpeted door pockets or the way every button clicks and feels, it gives you a much more premium feel from the interior. Also, because it's a rental car and has been already through many hands, I think right now it has 24,000 miles on the clock. Even after 24,000 miles, compared to other cars in this segment, in even higher classes of cars, this interior feels pretty much like it has only 1,000 or 2,000 miles on it. You barely see a few scratches here and there. So overall, it's a really comfortable place to be in. Engine and transmission. Although I've said a few words about this particular engine, which is a 1.4 liter, the more popular option I've seen on the road is the TSI 1.8 liter, which is basically the same engine as the 2 liter TSI found in the GTI and the Golf R. And if you really want, you can even swap the GTI's turbo on the 1.8 liter. Speaking about the traditional concerns about the reliability of the Volkswagens and so on, because this 1.8 liter is the third generation, there are a lot of things that were revised and improved from the previous generations. Besides your traditional issues with the turbocharged engines like carbon buildup, heat, and so on, there really shouldn't be all that many problems. Basically, you have to, when you think about the Volkswagen cars, you have to think about the additional maintenance you will be performing on the car. It specifically refers to the DSG transmission, the engine itself, and if you have a 4Motion system, changing the all-wheel drive system fluid. Of course, all that can be done at home. There's tools, there's everything you need for that. It's just that DSG transmission and those engines are pretty reliable, but you're not expecting the same reliability as from a Toyota. And by that I mean, of course, you have to change transmission oil in any car, but if you can get along with that in a Corolla, you will have issues if you're not doing that on a DSG. So you have to keep in mind on that. Mostly because the Mark 7 Golf is still fairly new. There aren't all that many cars with high mileage. I've seen on the internet TSI engines going over 100,000 miles easily, and you just have to keep in mind that this powertrain requires a little bit more maintenance, but it's doable. It's not all that hard. Ride quality is the best part about the Mark 7 GTI and MQB platform in general. Simply said, the level of comfort and balance you feel when you're on the road is way better than you will find in any car in this price range. It feels a lot more expansive and comfortable than in most of the cars in this segment. The ride is very balanced. There is some body roll. On the other hand, because of the amount of tire you have here, the ride is very soft and comfortable. I think the tires are 195/60, which gives you a lot of rubber to soften all the road imperfections and so on. Even more, the first few hours when I got behind the wheel, funny enough, I couldn't feel that I'm going the speed I was going. Let's put it this way. I was like 70 miles an hour, but it felt like I was a lot slower because of the level of comfort it was in the car. Handling wise, it handles really, really well. This particular car has some issues apparently. I feel some vibration through the steering wheel, and this car specifically needs an alignment. I feel the rear tire, there's some vibration, but other than that, there's some decent feedback from the road. And also, I had the chance to drive through Virginia mountains, and I was really surprised on how good it handled the corners. The only downfall in this particular situation were the tires, which are obviously not performance tires, not our summer tires, and I was getting a lot of squeaking and so on. But there was no understeer, there was no oversteer well, you're not expecting oversteer from a front-wheel drive car, but there was no understeer for sure. So in the end, I do consider that this car represents a lot of value for the amount of comfort, the feel, the material, the handling, the chassis in the first place you're getting with the Mark 7 Golf. You can find so many Volkswagen Golfs from 2015 and up under $20,000, and it seems just incredible how much comfort and premium quality you get with even a base Golf like this one. On AutoTrader, I found 2015, 2016 sport wagons for under $10,000, which is really nice, and they're still not high mileage with the TSI engine and with the 1.8 liter TSI engine. And there isn't much you can complain and ask for at that price point. So overall, you should consider this car because objectively, not everyone needs SUVs, and although today's modern SUVs are basically lifted up cars because they also come with front wheel drive or only two wheel drive. They also come with small engines and awful off-road capabilities. So basically the only advantage of an SUV in the small compact segment is that it just has a little bit more interior space. I don't feel like you're sacrificing too much by going with a sport wagon instead of buying an SUV, because again, the level and the amount of refinement you're getting with the Golf platform is way above pretty much anything in this segment, unless you step up to more expensive cars. If you want to be a little bit more off-road, there's still the All-Track, which is a pretty unique car. As far as I know, Audi still has one, and that's the A4 Avant All-Road, something like that. Buick had a rugged station wagon. Otherwise, there's the Volvo V60, or even the regular sport wagon. You still can get it with the 4Motion as well, and dual clutch transmission and the 1.8 liter engine, which is a really nice combo. Alright, that'll be all for today. Thank you all for watching, if you watched it. There's more videos to come. I don't always get the chance to publish them on a regular basis, but I'm trying to do that. So stick to the channel, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you next time.